Yes, people, welcome back to Albert JTV. To my subscribers, thank you again for your loyalty. Anybody new watching for the first time, enjoy the content, smash the like button, and subscribe to the channel. Quick video off the cuff. Just watched the Nations League game. England nil, Denmark 1. Where do I start, man? You know what? I'm going to start with Gareth Southgate quickly before I sort of touch on the game a little bit. I have social media and Twitter particularly, and Instagram a little bit. And even when England got to that semi-final 2 years ago in the World Cup, even there was a lot of England fans that were still not convinced about Gareth Southgate. And I must admit, for me personally speaking, I actually like Gareth Southgate. I've said that publicly before, because I think I look at England managers in the last 20 odd years, maybe a bit longer, and a lot of the talented young England players that have been in the recent squads in the last 2 years, up until tonight's game against Denmark. Let's be honest, a lot of England managers wouldn't pick those young players to play. And because normally, what would normally happen is we talk about they're too young and they haven't got any experience, and we stick with the same old faces and the same old experience that don't do anything in major tournaments in terms of getting to latter stages. So that I will give Gareth Southgate credit for. But I think for me, I look at the last few games now, and yes, you can take into consideration injuries, players out of form, withdrawals from the squad, maybe injuries even warm up. Who knows? There's a culmination of different reasons, but I don't have issues you playing three at the back or a flat back four, but it's the personnel you're picking to play in the teams. On a personal note, I'm happy for Conor Cody. I think he's had an overdue. I think it's been overdue for him to be in the England squad, and I think he's played well in the games he's played in. Calvin Phillips is done well in the games I've seen him play, and probably a better passer than the likes of Rice and Henderson in the middle. But yeah, Southgate, I've got a question in, man. I kind of, again, it wasn't so bad against Belgium, because obviously Belgium are ranked number 1 in the world and they're going to keep possession of the ball and look fantastic. But England dug it out and got the win. But tonight's performance, even before the sending off of Harry Maguire, 2 poor tackles, bit of confidence issues there with Harry Maguire. Off this field stuff has obviously, for me, looks like it's affected him in recent weeks. And yeah, 2 reckless tackles and send off. But even before the sending off, England didn't create anything. And you know what? When I kind of going slightly back to the game when they played, who they played the other day, England now, come on, it's gone out of my head. They played Belgium. God. I watched Marcus Rashford closely, very closely actually. And I'm an Arsenal fan, and I don't know if any United fans are going to be watching this content, and be interested to know what your thoughts are, and drop the comments down in below, please. But he's incredibly frustrating to watch. The games I've seen United play last couple of years, for a player in his position in the team, his movement is non-existent. I mean, there's a period tonight where he gave away the ball. He had a nightmare 2-3 minute period where he continuously gave away the ball, and 2 of the occasions he gave the ball away, Denmark almost went and scored. Yes, I don't mind you trying tricks and trying things different, but he's incredibly frustrating to watch. And again, it's for me, it's decision making. Yes, he can pull out the worldie of a finish, and technically he's a very good player, but he's incredibly frustrating to watch. I noticed that against Belgium, he was actually annoying me, to be honest, with some of his decision making in the final third. And tonight, yeah, like I said, he had a nightmare 2-3 minute spell, which wasn't great. But yeah, Gareth Southgate, coming back to him, I sort of, what I've noticed with him is when there was a clamour for James Maddison to be included in the England squad, not just that, to be in the team, there was a point where he wasn't even being picked for the England squads, even though he was playing well. And even when he did eventually get picked by Southgate, hardly featured. And now the same thing's happening with Jack Grealish. I personally would have liked to have seen Grealish start against Belgium. He played well in the game before against Wales. And he should have come on tonight. He put on Sancho, he put on Henderson, he threw on Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and we reverted back to England, lumping balls forward. And, Dominic Calvert-Lewin is obviously very good in the air, but he's a better player than that. And Harry Kane's a good all-round player. So I get it. Like, you're down to 10 men after 30, 35 minutes. It's tough. Against, Denmark are no mugs. Christian Eriksen obviously gets the penalty. I couldn't believe that as a penalty. Listen, I'm not a Kyle Walker fan. I've made that publicly clear. I think for me personally, I think his time's done at England. And if he is going to play for England, it's going to be in the back three, because obviously he's got pace, which gets him out of trouble. But his awareness, I think, for an experienced defender is poor. And that wasn't a penalty. That's ridiculous to be given. But it was in England. And Denmark scored 1-0 Christian Eriksen. But yeah, England stand out to Reece James. I thought he was excellent at right back. His delivery in the final third was excellent. Only 20 years old. I think he's only his first full England cap, and I think he's only had a couple of under 21 games before that. But sadly, he got sent off in the end. I believe people might say ill-discipline, but you're chasing the game 1-0 down. Passions are running high, but he'll learn from it. But I thought he was excellent for England at right back tonight, Reece James. And, Trent's got some thinking to do, man. But I think, I don't think Southgate is fully convinced by Trent Alexander-Arnold, And he just, for me, and also on a separate subject, I just think, going back to the James Maddison thing, I don't know, he's got something about not picking Maddison before, and most definitely with Jack Grealish, because if I had Jack Grealish going back to Villa after this last international break, I'd be scratching my head to think, I played against Wales, I played pretty well. He's something different. He's an old-fashioned sort of number 10 Grealish. He draws fouls. He's a ball carrier. He's got end product. He got goals in him. Harry Kane would have loved to play with him tonight. Was it England's first home defeat in 2 years? But yeah, again, the creativity issues there. And I've always said, for me, I looked at England in the last year. To be interested to know what you guys think, so drop in the comments down below. I don't think he's got a clue what his best team is. I don't think he even knows probably 7 players that would definitely start in that team. Pickford, to be fair to him, plays better for England than he does for Everton. But there's still sort of a uncertainty in him. I mean, where was he going for the, for the penalty before it was given? Like, Jordan Pickford, honestly. But yeah, Gareth Southgate, I don't think you can name at least 7 players he would go into the Euros next year and start. This is probably the best talent of England players I've seen for a very, very long time. And I see why England fans or football fans in general are questioning Gareth Southgate, because they're thinking, you're playing the likes of a Dyer in the back three. You're playing a midfield with Declan Rice and Henderson, and then Calvin Phillips. And you don't want to pick Jack Grealish. Why? What's the problem here? Are you resting him? It's madness. I'm not even a Villa fan, but I'm frustrated to see Jack Grealish not playing. I think he's a fabulous footballer. But yeah, guys, drop in the comments down below. Tell me what you thought of tonight's game, England against Denmark, England's performance. Who do you thought was your England man of the match? Mine was Reece James. What did you make of the defensive display? What are your thoughts on Jordan Pickford? Is there a suitable replacement for him if he was to be injured, for example? Well, you got Nick Pope. Scratch your head if you have any other goalkeepers out there. So yeah, guys, drop in the comments down below. Just thought I'd do a quick video. Wasn't impressed with what I saw tonight. Gareth Southgate does concern me. Yeah, your thoughts on about Southgate as well. Guys, you know the drill by now. Smash the like button. Subscribe to my channel, Albert JTV. Hit me on my Instagram and Twitter. I believe my Twitter handle is at the bottom of the page. Tell me your thoughts about the Nations League, and you're probably thinking, thank God it's over. Let's get back to Premier League because we've got a big game on Saturday against Man City away. So come on, Arsenal, let's do the business. But yeah, guys, that is me, Albert JTV, over and out. Hashtag England nil, Denmark 1. Hashtag Nations League.